Hello, just Mike, NoStressMike.com. I've changed from my cell phone to my tablet. I'm uploading right now. I want to talk more about the uniqueness of the USA, United States. And the reason was I thought I was going to finish it up on the first video. But man, the more I think about this, the more I can see, and I'm thinking about it. A lot of people, they don't have the thought. They don't have the thought process on how all this works. I mean, and the thing is, there's, I'd like to say outside forces. The difference is they're not outside. they're amongst us in the United States. Now, one thing I saw, China has got some. The only reason I'm using China is I'm in China and I'm able to watch and be more familiar with it. But they're putting up Chinese schools, teaching Chinese culture and stuff like that. Okay, now that's an outside force trying to come in and do their thing. The same thing, the Muslims, they're trying to do the same thing. They're trying to make change from the inside, and because they know they can't do it from the outside. And a lot of this is what I want to talk about. The thing is, because of the uniqueness of America, I hate even saying America because it is the United States of America, and even that you have to watch out because Mexico would be. I think they got the United States of Mexico. I think is the way it is, and also the what do you call it? The Central America. That's America. So they're Americans, and they have it. They're kind of they're Americans also. You know what I mean? And this is something like, many people don't think about. Well, and that's why here it's hard for me. People ask me, where are you from? You know what? I tell them the United States. A lot of them don't know what the United States is. But when I say America, they know what America is. I mean, to them, it's the United States of America. Okay, and they say, well, where do you live? Oh, I live in Guatemala. So they don't know where Guatemala is. I mean, people in America in the United States don't even know where Guatemala is. There's a lot of them. A lot of them think it's an island somewhere. And so, but like I say, so, they don't understand. And this is what I'm saying. There's so much that people from the outside of the United States don't know and understand. That's the same thing. I'm not picking on China, but I had some Chinese guy that was it was a comment on YouTube, and he was trying to make an argument, and he said, well, Americans will never understand China. And one of the things he said, well, look at me, I'm Chinese. Well, you're not Chinese. You don't speak Chinese. If you don't speak Chinese, you're not Chinese. That's the attitude. That's what I'm talking about. They've got that kind of an attitude outside of the United States. And now, when they have that kind of an attitude, they don't understand Americans. And it's even me. Now, I'll tell you, I get around. And even I have a hard time understanding the United States. I said, now how we got through the Obama administration, I don't know. I thought for sure we're going to have a revolution during the Obama uh, dynasty. I mean, the corruption was so bad, everything was so bad, and Americans did not stand and do anything. And I mean, and I could see it getting worse and worse. I remember I left in 2002. It was that bad. I mean, in Clinton's, I mean, I thought it was, I mean, how do you people put up with this shit? I wasn't going to put up with it. And then, like I say, and then the Bush dynasty, what I mean? How you people do it, I don't know. And that's one of the things I'm learning. Now I'm learning how we put up with all that stuff. Just like, and I mentioned in the first video, we have guns. I'll tell you, we can fight. I mean, there's nobody. And I've talked about classes. I made a video about a class, what class you're in, the peasant class, or the rich class, or the poor class. I mean, we don't have classes. They do have classes. Here in China, they got classes, and even in Central America. You know what I mean? But in the United States, we don't. And the thing is, and we're right back to the same thing. These are things that I'm aware of. I've been aware of this stuff all the time. That's why I talk about in my videos, I talk about manners. I talk about your appearance. I'm talking about the way you act. I mean, all this kind of stuff. But remember, when you carry a gun, you're much more understanding, I guess you might say it. I'll tell you, if I'm not carrying a gun, I'm ready to whip the shit out of you. I don't care. It doesn't make any difference. You want to use your hand. You want some guy, some bully wants to bully somebody. Hey, good. Here, come bully me. I'll do it in any country. And, I will step in. You're bullying this guy because you can get away with it. Now, I want you to come over and come bully me. Okay. Now, when I'm carrying a gun, I can't do like that. If somebody's bullying somebody, I'm carrying a gun, I can't do nothing. Now, not my wife, not this wife, but my first wife, my wife of 41 years, when somebody would be bullying somebody, things are not good, I will give my gun to my wife. She knows what I'm getting ready to do, So what I'm saying is you have more restraint when you are armed. And I think that's what's going on in the United States. Why do Americans put up with all this shit? Is because we have to use more restraint because we are armed. Why do we put up with what? We have, freedom of speech? Bullshit. Y'all know we don't have freedom of speech. The news media is so corrupt. I mean, it's corrupt just as much. That and big business and big government, they all work hand in hand trying to make us, the peasants, the class, the peasants just, hey, don't, everything is okay. What you see is not what you really see. And I mentioned that when I was training SWAT teams, and I was talking to, they call you on the phone. I forgot who it is, but anyway, they called me on the phone. I told them to stay away from the building. And I looked out the window, and I could see them running along there with ladders. They're getting ready to make entrance. I said, hey, I see him. And he says, oh, no, we're not doing that. And that gets you confused. That's what's going on in the United States. We get confused. But just like me with the SWAT teams, yes, I'm confused, but I'm still armed. And so this is why we as Americans have had to sit back and let things go to shit. Is because we know once we start this shit, this is going to get ugly. And, so we use more restraint. And and this is what people on the outside of the United States, they don't understand about Americans. And I mentioned in my crappy Vietnam War stories, I mentioned the best fighters I've ever seen. Real. I'm not talking about getting in the ring and fighting. I'm talking about life and death fighters, is Americans. And that falls under and that falls back to self-defense, is why do we carry a gun? Why do we have self-defense? Okay, and this is what a lot of countries don't recognize. They don't recognize self-defense. They don't recognize firearms. The thing is, it's not that we want to shoot people we don't like. We want to shoot people to protect people we love. We want to protect a lifestyle that we love, the American lifestyle, the American dream. We want to protect that. That is why we fight. That is what Americans are such good fighters in combat. I mean, it's always been like that. In all the world wars and all that, if 10 Americans die, there's more than 100 of the enemy will die. And so there's a reason for that. We fight for something we love. And if you want to take over the United States, you're not fighting because you want to take over the United States. I mean, you love it, no. But to defend it. And that's why people put up with so much shit. And but people don't understand, there comes a limit. And when we get to that limit, we get something like World War II. And like I say, between Germany and Italy in Europe, fighting them, and then turn around and fighting Japan on the other side of the world. I mean, there's a reason why we are the way we are. There's a reason why they're trying to, in the education, the United States education system, they're trying to teach us not to think about that stuff. And because that's what gives us the power that we have. We have the power to defend what we love, not fight things that we hate. And that's something that they don't understand. This is why this hate Trump stuff, and it's not, they're using Trump as what they want to show. We hate Trump, but that's not it. They want socialism. They want communism. Here, give me. And that's what that's why they're fighting for that. This is what they love. They love handouts. That's not what the United States is made of. And you can tell that from the people that come to the United States to become an American. They want the American dream. If they liked it the way it was before, where they would have stayed there. They don't. They don't want that. But this is what they know. So their culture is what they know. And that's what they'll bring with them. But the ones that want to become an American. Now, the ones that want to become, let's be just like them, well then, like I say, it's different on that. And that's why they have a hard time understanding the uniqueness of the United States. So, and that is the thing that we need to be proud of. We can't just allow immigrants just to come in, because it takes time for them to adapt to what it's like to become an American. And like I say, if they come here for the money, they're not here to be an American. The uniqueness of the United States is the opportunities. We have opportunities. You come here for the opportunity. If you come here for the money, you're greedy. If you come here for the power, you're power hungry. You're political. That's why they want the social programs. Well, I want the money. Well, I can't get money. Well, give me free this, free that. That's not Americans, and that's why Americans don't like that bullshit from the immigrants. They want immigrants that are going to give the United States this more strength, make the United States unique, keep us unique. Don't make us like these other social programs that you came from. That's not America. This is Mike. NoStressMike.com.